Like, yeah, a few of us have spoken to Kelly. You know, a few of her real friends and family that she fuck with like that. We've spoken to her. But this is not our fucking battle to speak out or to promote a motherfucking thing. You don't know what's going on in people's lives. You let them tell their story when they get ready. Or if you know what I'm saying? Like, if I talk to my friends and something is wrong, they not finna jump on social media or be trying to promote something and use my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, Kelly is okay. And her children know that, and that's the bottom line. So when you heard that she was okay from her children and her attorney, what else the fuck do you want? So just wait for Kelly or whatever she wants to do. I would think that would be enough, but people got to still keep up shit. And oh, she not this and she not that. I spoke to a lot of us spoke to her, and she gave me permission to let some of the people know that have reached out to me that she's okay, without going in depth, without discussing what my friend and I discussed, because it's not nobody's business until she gets ready to tell it. Now, I don't want to be all involved in this shit, but I love Kelly, and we communicate, okay? And I'm not finna be like, it don't even matter. I'm just letting y'all know, Kelly's gonna speak to y'all soon. She is okay. But it's up to her to tell you the rest of the story. Please stop with this bullshit. Like, my goodness.
I spoke to Kelly, but make sure to watch my show tonight. Bitch.
Oh.
Girl.
Like,
I'm not promoting.
I didn't. Promoting. Like, come on. Like, at the expense of somebody's life or health or that's and if she didn't give you permission to do that, don't motherfucking do that. That's so I can't. That's so petty. Like, you are not a fucking friend when you do shit like that. You just crossed over to the other motherfucking side. Like, that is disrespectful. It's disgusting. Shit. Alright, I gotta get off this shit. And I had permission. But I ain't said shit. But she alright. My friend is okay. And I ain't got shit to gain from it. The shit done pissed me the fuck off. I would never want somebody to do me like that. Ugh. It's disgusting. Shit.
I don't care what church people look at this and decide that they want to judge me for it. I said what I said. You are disgusting. You are the bottom of my shoe. Nobody knew. I hadn't had that conversation with anybody. I'd had that information for less than 24 hours. And I didn't tell you that because I wasn't going to get on the stage. I said it to you because I said, if I can get on a plane and I can show up here for a show, knowing what I knew about my grandmother after everything that I have suffered in the last 12 months, that you could do what you were supposed to do to make sure that I got on that stage tonight. For all of the people in the Galveston, Houston area that paid their money to come see me, Life, and the other acts that they came to see tonight. But what you did was, you went and you told everybody, I canceled tonight's show because I was feeling some kind of way about my grandmother. My grandmother didn't raise that kind of girl. My grandmother was the kind of woman that could pray somebody through their own sickness when she was sick in her own body. So the only thing I say to you is, I'm not going to even ask God to help you. Whatever you got to deal with because you put your mouth on me, forget me. You put your mouth on her. You don't even know who my grandmother is. You put your mouth on her. I didn't back out of tonight's show. You couldn't afford to pay me for tonight's show.
At some point, they lost me. I woke up some days later, a couple of days later, and the first thing I remember is the team of doctors standing around me and asking me if I knew what year it was.
Wait, when you say they lost you, can you clarify what that means?
Yeah, I died. I died. And the next thing, it was some days later, I remember waking up in ICU and the doctor asking me if I remembered what year it was. I'm sorry, not what day, if I knew what year it was. Going into the hospital, I'd actually had COVID for over a week, but my conditions were progressing in the wrong direction from home. And we're jumping all the way in. So I had it. My husband did not have it. He was taking care of me at home, speaking with my primary care physician, giving me breathing treatments, giving me my medicine every 4 hours. He was in constant communication with her. And eventually he ended up testing positive within a week after I got it and just prior to me going into the hospital. She could see, she was seeing me every day on FaceTime and walking him through administering meds. And when it got to a point, my temperature had raised right to about 103 and my breathing was extremely shallow. And so he called the ambulance. And so I had to go to the hospital. I was discharged. The hospital needed beds. I was able to go home and go home with oxygen, and go home with oxygen and have home health aides come check on me throughout the week, which is what happened for a period of 4 weeks after being released from the hospital. So people were definitely seeing me. The people that could actually say something are not allowed to because of HIPAA law. But I was being seen several times a week by home health aides after being released on oxygen. And I actually just got my first clean COVID test probably exactly a week ago. So I have what is called long COVID. And I am facing a very uphill battle right now. So I'm gonna cry. I have a lot of rehabbing to do. I suffered a lot of internal damage. And so I have a lot of rehabbing to do before I am able to be what I like to call concert ready again. And following the year I've had losing so many people, I had just lost my grandmother before I was diagnosed. And I feel like the only way I can focus on me is to actually focus on me. There were people, I don't know how, fans or whoever they were, coming to my house, people ringing the bell, leaving things at my doorstep, disturbing my neighbors all times of the day and night. I've had that happen. It got to the point, and this wasn't months ago, I literally just left my house maybe a week ago because I couldn't rest there. My doorbell was being rung all hours of the day and night. I turned off everything. I wasn't on social media. It hasn't been 2 months since I've seen my sister. It's been a year. I haven't been in the same room with her since my mother's funeral. Prior to that, we hadn't seen each other all pandemic long. That's not new for us. It's not new for us. We've been strained for a very long time. I was never missing. I was in my home. I was being seen by doctors. First and foremost, with 2 people in the house with COVID, we both had COVID. There was no visiting. There was no visiting the house. We both had active COVID cases. Everyone in my family knew exactly where I was. And I have to say that it's really disappointing that things came to this, but it was not true. And even when it comes to my daughter, I feel like she was easily manipulated. People are saying she's a kid. She's not a kid. She's 27 years old. She's my youngest. But in that situation, she was easily manipulated. And to go along with that, she's my baby. I have never been in danger. I am not in danger right now. I am focusing on putting myself first.
Work in progress because she actually has to have an in-person interview with a police agency for them to personally look at her and accept that she's okay. So we've made arrangements to do that, and that'll take place in the next few days. Once that happens, then she'll come off of the National Registry. Well, I want Kelly to focus on getting through this part of it because of the emotional aspects that she's dealing with, not only from the illness and the residual impact of the illness, but just from the sense of betrayal she's dealing with from her family. I'll deal with the rest of it. there are some conversations that we are going to be having with respect to the fact that this was a false report of a crime.
Just want to say thank you to everybody who was concerned. I want to say thank you for your prayers, for every vigil, for every person. This is a horrible situation. I would never misuse the justice system to push a personal vendetta or agenda that I had with anybody.
Release these girls and put them back where they belong. My daughter was off in college at the time, and I haven't seen her since. I want to thank y'all for coming out, and I'm going to let someone else speak. I'm going to let my wife speak, and then I'm also going to let Shantae speak if she wants to.
Can you tell us your name first?
My name is Timothy Savage.
Tim, before you leave the microphone, though, can we ask you, it's a pretty serious charge to say that your daughter's being held against her will. How old is she, and what evidence do you have she's being held against her will?
My daughter is, right now, she's 21 at this time. I'm going to ask some questions after this. So if you can hold your questions, I'm going to ask a couple questions for people. So allow my family and friends to speak and guests to speak so we can have that honor to share and put this out here, okay? Thank you. This is my wife, Jonjolyn Savage.
I'm Jonjolyn. It's spelled Jonjelyn. The house that we're standing in front of today is the first time I've been at this location. But through the sources of Cheryl Matt, which was his assistant that gave me information about the guest house. Also, I have pictures of where the house was, inside this house where he resided, where he had rooms set up for like a hotel for the girls to stay in. And he also had a black room where they do different sexual acts in, and then he had the separate rooms, 3 separate rooms, total 4 rooms in his house, which they have it all identical set up. My daughter's severely brainwashed. She's brainwashed to the point where she says anything that he asks her to say.
R. Kelly documentary allegedly knew that people were lying, but allegedly chose to keep those people in the documentary because it allegedly cost too much money to edit them out. Tim Savage's words, not mine. The executive producer that he names is Tamara. I sent an email to the person who sent me the audio, and they confirmed that Tamara is Tamara Simmons, an executive producer from the Surviving R. Kelly documentary with Lifetime. These allegations are all alleged. I cannot confirm or deny if they are true or not. Check this out, and then we're gonna talk.
Well, I don't know either.
She called Tamara after I told her. I said, listen, the truth gonna come out, goddammit. You keep on fucking with my daughter, the truth is gonna come out. You need to fucking leave her alone.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Back up. So Tamara knows already?
Yeah.
She know the truth?
Hell yeah. I told her.
So then I don't understand how they know all of the truth about these people, but they still allowing them to be a part of it.
Well, you know why? They had spent over $3, $4, $5 million, and it's too late to edit that shit and take them out.
That's some crazy shit. Now I can see y'all and y'all daughters, but if you know that, these other girls are being dishonest, my thing is, what makes you think that it's not gonna come out later and then you're gonna look like a damn fool?
Exactly.
Imagine when people start to realize that these media outlets will put anybody on their platforms to go along with their narratives. And a lot of these people don't even have inside information regardless of their so-called relationships to the people they're spinning stories about. Like the infamous lady who wrote this book, Sex Me. They got all this stuff in the motion and all this spent with this Surviving R. Kelly series. Come to find out, some people didn't catch the fact that she don't really know this man either. Just like a lot of these people that have been inside sources to a lot of these platforms. Now, it's no secret that a lot of people don't communicate with family and friends, But what happens when individuals can come out on public platforms and stir the pot and put all these allegations out here, which some people have discovered to be false, and then that leads to criminal actions? Talk about a criminal conspiracy. I believe we have watched quite a lot of that going on and played out through these mainstream media outlets. But the question is, who's going to hold all these players accountable?
Right. We all are family all together. We have our moments where we sit and watch movies all together. We go to amusement parks all together.
I'm not talking about Azrael going to movies and sitting watching, going to parks. I'm talking about, is it a three-way sexual relationship?
Sexually? Well, first of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life.
Okay.
And I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom. And as a woman, I'm sure you would not either.
Yes. No, I wouldn't, but
okay, then.
No, you're
next
right.
question.
No, you're right. I would not, but this is a very different circumstance.
It's not a different circumstance. There are people all over the world who have multiple girlfriends. It's no different.
Do both of you all believe you're in love with him?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Should your parents be concerned?
No.
Why?
Well, my parents knew where I've always been for 4 years. They have known. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azrael. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
I'll tell you why they're concerned, Azrael, because they say she's 17. We found text messages that indicated that she was having sex with R. Kelly when she was 17. Is that true?
No, that is a lie. That is a lie. I was not having sex with him at 17.
Why would they want to lie about you, their daughter?
Okay, so when I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. So when I met him, he thought that I was 18. On top of that, when I was 17, my parents were actually making me, trying to get me to take photos with him, take sexual videos with him, all kinds of stuff.
Wait. Your parents encouraged you to do sexual videos with R. Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
Joycelyn, I see you nodding a lot with what she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement with what she's saying?
Because everything that she's saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money, and
your
they're
parents,
scamming.
you're saying the same as saying?
Well, both of our parents are basically out here. They're trying to get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened, you know, with music or wherever it could be, and they're just very upset.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you, that your parents are trying to get money from R. Kelly.
Okay.
Because your father told a very different story to me
well,
last night.
Yeah, he's the manipulative. He's very manipulative, so he's the one you need to watch out for. But my dad and my mom, they started to send threats to both me and him. They said, oh, I'll put all your naked pictures all over the world. I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to ruin him. If he doesn't send $20,000 to this bank account by Monday, oh, I'm going to put everything out there and then $10,000 after that. You're trying to solicit me like I'm some hoe. I'm not. I'm your child.
Exactly.
The only thing I have left is my voice. And now I have to use it for my protection because they left me no choice. See, my work has nothing to do with my private life. So stay the fuck out of my business and tend to your own damn life. So go ahead, say what you wanna say about who I wanna date. But you won't say that shit to my face, cause you know it ain't shit to say. Next nigga bring me some dumb shit, it's gonna be a misunderstanding. Cause niggas that listen to dumb shit are niggas that be on that dumb shit. They need a life cause they ain't got no life, so they always conjuring up dumb shit. Blocking my path, they don't know the half and so they making assumptions. Just one do assumptions. Cost a man his whole career. Found guilty when you're innocent is the only test I fear. There is one thing that's for sure, and I wanna make this shit clear. I done lived my voice and represented my country for 31 fucking years. Damn it, I admit admit,